As I record this video, it's officially been 5 months since I picked up the Steam Deck. As a father, a husband, somebody who works full-time, goes to the gym, finds time for family, the Steam Deck has allowed me to game more than I have in years. Casual gamers who only play on console to my friend who just built a gaming PC, I still find people who have never heard of a Steam Deck. And in 2025, I know there's a lot of people still wondering if it's worth picking up, so here's my story with it and why I think it's definitely still worth your money even in 2025. So quick and probably unnecessary backstory. I've been gaming my whole life because of my brothers. Game Boys, the Dreamcast, every PlayStation, a PSP in high school, even 2 Nintendo Switches, so handheld gaming isn't new to me. 5 months ago, out of nowhere, my buddy offers me his Steam Deck, the OG 64GB LCD, for $150, and I almost held off because my second kid was only a month old and I didn't have the time to game with what I already had in the house. But for $150, I knew I could make that back if I ended up wanting to sell it. Within days, I had swapped the SSD for a 1TB, threw in a 1TB micro SD, and from that moment, I was hooked. If you're like me and stayed in the console ecosystem your whole life, you might not even know what Steam is. Steam is Valve's massive PC gaming platform, basically the world's biggest gaming library. Think PlayStation or Xbox store, but bigger, cheaper, and honestly, it's way better, and the Steam Deck lets you take all that on the go. The first game I really dove into was South of Midnight, and that's when it clicked. This thing wasn't just convenient, it was immersive. Being able to sit next to my wife while she watches her show, or sit next to my daughter during her 800th episode of Bluey, and still be playing a full console quality game, that was new for me. And yeah, you could argue the Switch does this, but between the Nintendo game prices, ergonomics, and the fact that I didn't grow up with their franchises, it never stuck. Now my daughter uses the Switch, her tiny hands fit it much better than mine. The ergonomics in the Steam Deck are elite. It's wider, the grips curve naturally, and the weight is distributed so well that even though it's heavier than the Switch, it feels better. Real sticks, a real D-pad, great triggers, 2 trackpads, mappable back buttons. The whole layout feels like it was designed for actual long sessions, not just quick bursts. About the price, honestly, the Steam Deck has one of the best price to performance ratios in the entire handheld market. Valve legitimately could have charged more. The 256 gig starts at $400, the same price of the Switch OLED that's been out since 2021, and the 2 OLED models which go for $550 and $650. But used decks, they're everywhere. The older LCD models are insanely affordable, especially if you're willing to do a quick storage upgrade like I did. The OLEDs hold a bit more value, but even those will pop up for great deals. The point is, the barrier of entry for handheld gaming is shockingly low. You can join this ecosystem for the price of a budget console and play thousands of games across multiple generations. Here it is, in all of its glory. The LCD, the OG 64 gig, the creator of so much joy in my life. I haven't seen the OLED, and honestly, I don't need to. This is good enough for me. I'm happy with it. I'll wait for the Steam Deck 2 for a better screen, okay? I'm cool with this. Okay, yeah, I lied. I mean, it was back there. If you didn't notice it, then that's on you. But I have good reason to pick this up. I love the Steam Deck so much that I knew I wanted to make these videos. I found a Steam Deck OLED for a killer price, and I had to pick it up just to see what the difference was between the two. The LCD is great, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, but the OLED, it literally blew me away. It's not just prettier, the screen is actually a little bit bigger too, and that tiny size bump makes handheld gaming feel even more immersive. Still, it isn't something you need. The LCD delivers everything you need that makes the deck special. And for me, that special thing was rediscovering what gaming meant. Because after college, gaming wasn't about escaping into a story anymore. It was only a way I kept up with my friends. Multiplayer every night, every week, Fortnite, PUBG, Call of Duty, 2K. But as we got older, our schedules just didn't line up anymore. My Game Pass eventually just got canceled, and my Series X just became a Madden machine. The Steam Deck has brought gaming back. Single player games, indies, classics, titles I never knew existed. Steam sales, they're insane. Between the summer and fall sale, my library already rivals every console I've ever owned. The variety on the Steam Deck is so crazy. New releases, AAA titles, indies, retro classics. Some games need tweaks, but with the community presets and Proton updates, you can get almost anything running great. Even developers prioritize the deck now. Baldur's Gate 3 literally released a Steam Deck native build last month because of how many players were still playing it on the Steam Deck. The deck community is next level. Guides, discords, customization apps, emulators, everything you could ever want is out there. You can go full vanilla or full tinkerer. My brother uses his almost every day and it never leaves game mode. Me, I love tinkering, and both are valid, and that's the beauty of it. So is it worth still buying in 2025? The short answer, absolutely. The long answer, if you love competitive shooters, Fortnite, Battlefield 6, Destiny, you might want a Windows handheld because those games aren't compatible with Linux yet. But for anyone who's busy, anyone who's a parent, who just wants gaming to fit back into their life, this is the one. And Valve isn't just done with handhelds. They just announced 3 new devices launching in early 2026. The Steam controller, Steam frame, and what I'm most anticipating, the Steam machine. All designed to work with the Steam OS ecosystem. The Steam machine will also let you Steam Link straight to the Steam Deck, so you have the performance of the 6 times as powerful Steam machine playing on your deck just as long as you're on Wi-Fi. And on top of that, Valve has confirmed the real Steam Deck 2 won't arrive until tech can provide a major leap, not just a small upgrade. And what that tells you is, if you pick up a Steam Deck now, you're buying into a platform that's built to stay, not just going to be obsolete anytime soon. 5 months in, the honeymoon phase, it's officially over. I mean, this is genuinely one of the best tech purchases I have ever made. It's made gaming easier, more fun, and honestly, it just brought some joy back into my life that I didn't think was gonna come back. So let me know in the comments, do you have a Steam Deck? Do you want a Steam Deck? Have I made your decision easier on whether or not you're gonna pick one of these up? If you vibe with the video, hit subscribe. I do have more videos coming. This thing really brings a lot of joy to my life, so I have a lot to talk about. And thank you for watching my first video back. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.